So your quote says, I have no special talent. I am only passionately curious. And this quote is taken from Albert Einstein. But talk to us, Katie, about what does this mean to you? How does it work into your ecosystem, into your ethos, into how you do your work? Talk to us.
I think it's a really great reminder because I don't know about you, but I'm an intense perfectionist. So for me to be constantly reminding myself that it's not about me or my ego or what talent I think I have or don't think I have, it's really just about learning something new and
Learning.
being curious and figuring things out. And that really, like at its core, is where I find my passion as well. And so I just think it's a great reminder, certainly for me and probably for many of us out there, that it's not about you or your talent or your ego so much as just a drive to learn more and to connect with people and to have that level of curiosity. That's what fuels most of us, if not all of us.
That is so good. And it takes a lot of the pressure off.
Live content accounts for almost a quarter of global viewing time. Live video generates 27% more minutes of watch time per viewing than on-demand video. Live streaming is a $70 billion industry. What does it all mean? Let's find out on the Why I Go Live podcast with Coach Kirk.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We are super excited to be back with another episode of the Why I Go Live podcast. I'm your host, Kirk Nugent. I get to serve as your guide on this journey around the World Wide Web, talking to people about why do they use live streaming? Why are you involved in this new method of connection, this new method of information sharing, this new method of, selling? There's so many different ways and reasons that people are using live streaming. And that's why we always like to start off with a couple of stats. Did you know 80% of people would rather watch live video from a brand then read their blog? and then 82% of viewers say they prefer seeing a live stream rather than a brand's social post. I hope that you guys are picking that up. These are both from Tech Jury. And then our final one, two of them in one, 79% of marketers, we got a marketer on today, say live video facilitates a more authentic interaction with an audience. And 61% say live streaming video creates content that can be viewed or repurposed later. Well, that's a whole lot of rage. That's a whole lot of stats. This could be why people are stepping into this space. And we got to figure that thing out. We got to answer this question. And here to help us do that today is podcast host, marketing director and strategist for Ecamm Live, and my good friend, Katie Fox. How are you?
It's so fun hanging out with you, Kirk. Thanks for having me.
Listen, it's always good to have you come through. Ecamm Live, for my audience, this is what I use. In fact, this is what we're using right now to record this episode in one take. And we're super excited to be able to partner with Ecamm on so many different things. There's so much stuff coming up down the pike during the rest of this year. I'm already pumped and excited about Creator Camp, but that's another story for another time. We'll make sure that we put some of those links in the description. But Katie, just take a second and introduce yourself a little bit to the audience. These are folks who are skeptical. These are folks who are curious. These are people who are on the fence. Maybe they've seen somebody do a live stream and they're trying to figure out why in the world are they doing that. And then we do have some folks who just kind of mixed up the name and it's like, why do you go live instead of why do you go live?
They're like, wait a second, I'm in the wrong spot.
I'm in this wrong spot. But talk to us a little bit about you and what you do, and of course, your experience with live streaming.
So, hi, if you haven't met me yet, I'm Katie. As Kirk said, I work over at Ecamm, and we make this live streaming video production software for Mac users called Ecamm Live. And hilariously, over the last few years, I've been at the company for about 5 years now, the app actually has really changed to be even bigger than live streaming. So we have people who use it for live streaming, and more people who maybe are a lot like you, who are not live streamers, but seeing the value in video and seeing the value in trying to get more into this space. So I came to it super reluctantly. The idea of live streaming or even video in general, 5+ years ago was absolutely terrifying. If you had told past me that future me would be doing even like a podcast or any of this stuff, I would have been like, no, that's not for me. I'm a behind the scenes person. But it's really opened up a ton of doors and just been an absolutely incredible, exciting journey through the scariness and into the community space that live streaming really offers. So it's been a lot of fun.
Awesome. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you have 2 podcasts?
I have 2. So I have one that I do for work called The Flow, where we talk all about video podcasting. So if you're what is podcasting? That's your show.
I love
it. I do one on Thursday nights that actually is in the live. Both of these shows that we do as a live, we record our recording process as a live stream.
Right.
So the one I do on Thursday nights is 80s and 90s movie review podcast.
Come on. That is a personal favorite of mine. I was waiting for you to say it. Listen, you got to have those feel good kind of content out there. 80s and 90s. Come on, man. Come on. That is our era. So, I'm constantly trying to make sure my kids are aware. Like, don't miss it. So that is pretty cool. And so you not only, of course, as a marketer, you see the impact and the importance of live streaming, but also just for your own personal brand and for the personal things that you do, you're utilizing live streaming and live to tape. I always like to say to folks that live video is any video where you are live when the video is recorded.
Exactly.
As long as you're alive, it's live video. So that's good, man. Live to tape, live to drive, as some might call it. Then, of course, there's live to live, right? Live streaming, and there are people watching you live. So we're recording this, and this is live to drive as well. So definitely some really cool things out there. Okay, all right. We've divided the stranger among us. Here is our signature question. Katie Fox, why do you go live?
I go live because it's the biggest, hardest, scariest part of video, right? It's the one that like everyone doesn't want to do. It's the top, it's the top level. So if you can throw yourself into it, it actually is the most engaging, most fun, most interactive community building space to be in. And it generates all your content. So down the road, you have everything at that point. You have your audio, you can take the transcript and make a blog post or a newsletter or an email. Like AI will help you with all the stuff down the road. You just need to take the jump. And I would say to you, whether it's live or live to tape, as Kirk was saying, it's the biggest, scariest thing. And it's the best way to jump into this space and to really get the reps you need to get confident. And it's going to give you all of that content, but in such an engaging, fun community way. You'll discover people you didn't even know wanted to know more about you and wanted to know more about your content. So it's the biggest, hardest one. And so I'm glad that it's what I started with, because now everything feels easy by comparison.
Oh, my word. I've never heard it said like that before. And that is so great. It's because it is. I often say that live video is at the top of the content creator pyramid, right? Because you can get everything from live, but you can't get a live stream from any of the other portions of content. But I never looked at it from the standpoint of, if you can tackle live, all the others. I mean, come on. I mean, you can hit the pause button. You can cut it out and post. Nobody's watching. That's simple. But if you can do it live. And in fact, that's a skill set that can work for you in various different ways. I mean, if you're getting interviewed by a brand, you're getting interviewed by a news station, you already have that muscle of doing live. Oh, that is so good. I love these eureka moments. This is why we're asking these questions of everyone. As you know, from a marketing perspective, we shared some of those stats in the lead up. What are some of the trends you guys are seeing in that space? Because I mean, you are working with Ecamm Live, of course, which is a content creator platform. In my opinion, it's a full suite. It covers you from end to end in terms of the content creator needs, but it does lend itself towards live streaming as well. But you are a marketer first, I would say. So in the marketing world, have you seen any trends, and what's new? Are people still really shifting towards live? Or are they going away from it some? What anything to add there?
I think the lines are really blurring. So it's a great space to be in. I feel like even a few years ago, there was live streaming, and then there was video production, and then there was podcasting, and you almost had to play in all of those spaces or pick which one mattered most to you. Right. And now I feel like you can have a podcast that's also live streamed. You can use that content, and all of those AI tools are out there to help you make the
That's so good.
process and the workflow simple and really approachable. So it's never been easier. It's never been a better time to jump into this place. And it's so easy and affordable. I would say that the hardest part is knowing what like vibe works best to get the content out. You know, like what is the format of
Absolutely.
your show, of your content? The tools and the software and the gear and setting it all up used to be millions of dollars in like a closed television studio, and now
Straight up.
we all have access to it on our computers, on our phones, it like in our day-to-day lives. So yeah, I think a lot of those lines are getting blurred. It's getting really accessible, and it's a space where there's no excuses. No matter what your topic is, what your background is, anyone can do it. Anyone can show up in this space and be really successful and build an audience.
That is so cool. That is so cool. And this is one of the things I absolutely love about live is that, you know, it's like, just like you said, it's ubiquitous. I mean, anyone can, there's no gatekeeper. There's no, oh, I've got to make
Nope.
sure I get this degree or I got to get this certification. I got to get this, you know, permit. Nope. You can go live. YouTube doesn't even require anything anymore. You can brand new YouTube account,
Yep.
give them your phone number, wait 2 days, and you can go live. And that is what I absolutely love about live streaming. So Katie, we have a follow-up question that we usually ask, and you kind of touched on a little bit earlier, but we want you to share with us something that has happened because of a live stream. All right, you went live and something happened. You went live and an opportunity came to you. You went live and that kind of led you down the path of meeting somebody or some form of impact that you've been able to have on an audience. Well, talk to us about something. It doesn't necessarily have to be crazy, but maybe unexpected, maybe something that you did not know was even a fringe benefit of live streaming, because we want to share that with our audience as well.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I've had so many. I guess probably the one that I'm still like surprised and delighted by is, so I was saying I started my personal podcast about a year and a half ago with my best friend. We had been already spending this time together. She lives in Montreal and I'm in the Boston area. And so we had already been like on video chats talking about movies and hanging out, spending that time together anyway. And so we were like, well, we should make this into a podcast.
Yeah.
Like, we have the tools to be able to do this. And so we jumped into that space. And then, of course, because I had been doing all this work with Ecamm, I was like, let's just live stream it. No one will come, but it'll make the experience like easier for us to record. We'll both just jump on. We can do it in video. It'll just
such
be
a cheat
fun.
code. Yes.
And so we honestly, like, I'm not pulling your chain or joking around anyway. I literally did not think anyone would actually show up live. I was like, we'll just use this as a recording platform. The videos then will just sit on YouTube and we can kind of, you know, get started that way. Because we were like, we weren't promoting it. Like we have no budget behind this whatsoever. It's just for fun. And just the power of going live, and because YouTube is a powerful search engine, is always kind of looking for more content. We now have anywhere between like 20 and 30 people who show up live every week for us in the chat, and are this engaged audience of like friends of mine, people I've never met, people like YouTube randomly showed our video content to, and now they're friends of mine. Like I look forward to, like, I'm going to let them down if I don't show up every single Thursday night. Right. So and actually hilariously, we have on the show tonight a man named Josh, who is hilariously a Canadian. So he doesn't live all that far away from where Natalie is. And we met him entirely through this show just because we made a choice of putting it onto YouTube and doing it as a live stream. And it didn't take all that much time. Like it wasn't like it was, again, like I'm not spending any money at all other than, I guess, like the software, I suppose, and the gear that we invested in initially.
But those are one time.
There's no marketing budget or like paid ads or anything that's going out to get people there. It's literally just the power of these tools like YouTube that are making our content discoverable and then just being present for those moments. So yeah, I know, like, for a lot of people it feels really big and it feels really scary, but I think it also forces you to commit to be consistent, and it forces you to say, hey, my content actually might be more important than I think or feel, and people that I don't even know yet are out there waiting for this information on the other side. So it really has made a very big difference in my life, both personally and professionally, and is just a blast. It's just fun. Like, I know you always have fun, Kirk, so I know you feel me.
Every
It's just
single
a fun
time.
experience.
Every single time. My goodness, that is so cool to have, to 20 or 30 people. I had a very similar experience with the Morning Motivation podcast,
Right?
something that I had wanted to do for a long time. Coaching clients had been asking me to do it, just couldn't seem to get it off the ground. I had a ton of content prepared and ready to record, but for some reason, I don't know, just sitting in front of the camera just didn't do it for me. So then I decided, okay, let me go live at 6:30 in the morning, my time, which is Central Time Zone. And I figured nobody would show up. Why would they? It's 6:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
But it was helping me to crank out content. I was recording a video a day, and I needed to do 52 to last for the whole of 2024, and just started doing it like that. Just like you, 20, 30 people are now showing up in the morning. Folks are messaging me when I don't do the live. They're like, "Where's morning motivation?" I'm like,
Where
"Oh
are
no,
you?" Yeah.
to take some time off." But it's so amazing. All that, those types of things that happen. And I love this line that you said, what if your content is more important than you ever thought? What if your content has more impact and has more reach? Like, there are people who are waiting on your content. The algorithm wants to do the work of putting you in the inbox, right? In the feed of the people who are looking for the content you're creating. And if that's you, man, we want to help you to be able to go live. Here at How It All Works, we've got some resources for you. We'd love to be able to walk you through that journey. We've got a little thing called the Workers Warehouse. It's my community group. And in the Workers Warehouse, on aisle 9, you can find some camera confidence. On aisle 20, you can pick up some gear to figure out how to set up your studio. On all aisle 2, you can figure out how to establish yourself as an authority figure in your space, in your niche. And all of those things we want to make sure you can get access to. Hit us up, info@howitallworks.com. Katie, take a few more seconds. Tell people where they can find you, follow you. We'll make sure that the link to your podcast, both of them, are in the description of this video when it goes live. And of course, when it goes out onto our audio platforms as well. But is there any projects coming up, anything that people can engage with, stuff that you're both doing at work or even for your own personal content as well? Share with folks as we get ready to wrap it up today.
Absolutely. Well, you can find me on all of Ecamm's channels. So if you search ECAMM, we are in all of the places, and there's a huge packed calendar of video trainings and content and shows that you can check out. I'm always over there. If you're like Kirk and I and you love 80s and 90s movies, you can catch us. We joke most Thursday nights over on YouTube. The link for that is thevhsclubpod.com. I would love to have you hang out over there.
I love that name, by the way. VHS, you gotta love it. Come on. That's like, it speaks to an era. So uniquely done. Go ahead.
It speaks to an era. And then, upcoming projects. I mean, Ecamm always has tons and tons going on. As you mentioned, we have our in-person event creator camp coming up in October, which we're really excited about. And lots of, we are always doing anywhere between like 6 and 10 workshops a year, as well as a lot of live events and training. So if you want to learn more in this space, all of our stuff is free. Some of it you can, level up and work your way into paid trainings, but lots of opportunities to learn how to do this and to learn how to do it in a safe, collaborative space where you can ask questions from others and feel like you're part of the fam. That's our goal, is to make it feel friendly and approachable, because it really does make a difference in your bottom line and in your happiness level, getting it done and checking the boxes.
Yeah. Listen, I am part of the Ecamm fam. My audience knows that very much. They're probably tired of me talking about it, but it's quite literally one of the catalysts for where I am today. And I'm always excited to be able to partner with Ecamm. Katie, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your busy schedule and come through and hang out with us on the Why I Go Live podcast and sharing with us some of your insights and perspectives. It really has been awesome.
Thank you so much. It's been a blast, as always.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, fam, that's another one in the books. We always love hearing from you. So make sure you drop us a line at info@howitallworks.com so we can hear from you. Listen, one of you sent us a message, talk to us about somebody you thought we should interview, and we got them on. And so we want to make sure that if you have other people you think, hey, man, I wonder if Kirk could interview that guy or that woman, please send that information in as well. Again, if you're interested in taking the plunge, I want to say this to you. Maybe you've heard me say it before. Actually, I'm pretty certain you have if you've been following me for any portion of time. Your live stream is your digital storefront. Yeah, your live stream is your digital storefront. People can peek inside and kind of see what you got going on and figure out, do I want to go in and patronize this store? Your live stream is your digital storefront. There's no better way to go from busy and broke to peaceful and paid than for your ideal customer to see you do your thing while live. And when they see you do it live, they don't need the taste test or the ad campaign. They're ready to book the business. They're ready to have you come speak. They're ready to set up the consult session. They're ready to work with you because they saw you do it live, and there's no way you could have prepared for them while live. And I want to be able to help you to leverage the awesome and ridiculous opportunity that is live video. So hit us up. I want to say my name is Kirk Nugent. Get to serve as your host for the Why I Go Live podcast. I'll see you around these internet streets or in the next audio stream. Later, fam.
Why I Go Live, hosted by Coach Kirk, is a composition production. Real streamers, honest stories, and incredible impact. Add your voice to the conversation. Go to kirkrnugent.live/member to join the community. And let's figure out how it all works.